New haircut. Do you like it? I do. That's why I did it. So I get a lot of questions, even in real life, asking me what I prefer, self-study or Japanese language school. Prime example of self-study for me is that you need a hell of a lot of discipline just to keep going. In my video about the best apps to learn Japanese, the link is right there by the way, shameless plug, I talked about how these apps won't make you learn Japanese. The only thing that can make you learn Japanese is you. Outside of the immersion factor, one of the biggest differences between going to a Japanese language school and self-studying is discipline. You have to train yourself, if you're self-studying, to pick up those books, to pick up the app, and to get going with Japanese, and to never drop it, because if you don't, you're never going to progress forward in a positive way. Now granted, if you live in Japan, self-studying is way easier because you live here. You have to use what you study, and that can be a self-motivator in its own way. I recently heard a quote from Bernie Burns of Rooster Teeth fame, and it really inspired me. The true form of creativity is trying to create motivation from nothing. And that requires discipline. I think I got that right. When you go to a language school, you are there every single day, and on top of that, you have dropped a quite substantial amount of money in order to be there. And when you have those things behind you, pushing you forward, every day at language school is worth it. And this is in no way saying that if you self-study, you won't learn as fast as if you learn at a language school. In fact, there are plenty of people who have self-studied that are way better at Japanese than I would ever hope to be. You liking the haircut? I'm enjoying it. You know what, give a like if you like the haircut. The beard's back as well, which I know you guys were missing, so good. I think a good way to kind of talk about this subject is also talking about things like university. You can learn everything you need to learn at university at home. There is nothing saying that if you pay a large amount of money to a giant school that you're going to be the best at your trade. That's just not true. But maybe the people who dropped that money to go to university didn't want to let the people who supported them to get that money down. And that sums up what the differences are between self-studying and school. School is far more structured and you learn things to a curriculum, whereas people who self-study can focus in on one thing and learn it really, really well, or spread out and learn everything kind of alright. Or they learn everything amazingly. Who knows? Not me. I never did it. Need a water. 1 second. Oh, Mizu break. I will say one thing. People who self-study tend to be way better at like kanji and grammar and things like that, the academics of the language, whereas people who go to language school tend to be good at the language of the language. You're trained at language school to be able to talk to people and communicate and listen, whereas people who self-study tend to self-study on their own and therefore become quite, not introverted, but independent of language. It sounds weird, but basically what it does mean is that those people tend to be way better at Japanese as a whole because they learn everything and then they can just start with the conversation. It's a very flat baseline and then they go to the hard bit, the actual, talking to people. Whereas people who learn at language school learn at a baseline right here where everything's equal. And that is good, but it's not great. I would say, personally, do whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. If you're not somebody who can handle strict curriculums or homework, don't go to language school. Self-study. You'll probably get better because you can do it in your own way. But if you're not somebody who can wake up every single morning and be motivated to push yourself to that limit and get out of bed, pick up the textbooks, pick up the apps, and study hard every single day, and force yourself to go and have Japanese conversations with people. That's another thing, forgot about that. Then you should probably go to Japanese language school because that's all encompassing of what you need. And basically guys, both systems are great and not one is better than the other. It's just down to the person. Thanks for watching guys, I've been J Hill Life. I come back every single Sunday to bring you a new video, be it about nerd culture, or a vlog, or Japan in general. And if you like the sound of that, go ahead and subscribe. Next week will be my live show, which I hold at the end of the month, every single month, so come along to that. We usually have fun. I'll see you next week guys for the live show. Make sure you're there. Peace!